at par 5, and Jeff Maggert.
118-yard shot for Jeff. Probably would have liked to get it a little bit closer to the hole, but still a pretty comfortable distance for him.
Well, without question, Mark, he needs to take this all the way back to the hole. This has been spinning quite a bit when a player lands just short of the hole. Should be delightful. With a little rain, that's just a little extra cushion, and so she backed up a little bit more than he thought.
And just a moment ago at 15, man who's third in the field in greens hit in regulation, played this iron shot up the hill from 181 yards. How about that? Oh, easily the best second shot we've seen at 15 all week. And now he's coming up to the green, and the fans just giving him a wonderful ovation. Can't help but think that, Dan, he was motivated a little bit. There was an article that came out in one of the golf publications here just recently where his former teacher said that Nick was a racehorse who had turned into a cart horse. Huh.
Well, it's been a flashback week this week for Falo, hasn't it?
It has indeed. He's played very well. Back to 13.
Phil Mickelson walking up now, taking a look. Has a club in his hand. Is that the putter, Mark Rolfing?
Yes, it is.
Probably going to trust this stick. He is not actually on the surface, but it's tightly mown right there in front.
The second shot must have landed very softly, Merce. We saw him hit it. It was very high in the air, but it did not move much at all.
That's right. It only landed about 4 yards short of where it actually ended up. Matter of fact, I think I can see the actual pitch shot.
This is actually sort of two putts in one, I would say. That's about probably 75 or 80 feet short of the hole. The first half of the putt is not as much uphill as it gets into the middle, and it's fairly straight, but it seems to me when it gets on that ridge, which is about 30 feet short of the hole, it's going to turn left pretty hard.
It's going to turn a lot less than I thought when I went out and practiced on this green earlier, anticipating someone being down in this area. This will break maybe 2 feet. I'd be surprised if...
That's what Jim Mackay's given him, about that much. Phil said it's going to straighten out as it gets to the hole.
That's why they play like they do.
Well, you call it, Bob, as far as distance. This is all about distance. The line is one thing, but the distance is the big one.
I think that's a terrific lag from down there, and I would call it that. And back at 12, Sergio was given a drop. Settle down. That may go all the way off the green. Good news was he had a lot of green there, Roger Mulvey. The bad news was he couldn't get a good lie on a drop, could he?
No, he couldn't. That was an area where the tall fescue grass was all matted, and it wasn't a bargain.
Well, the sounds, the blaring sounds you hear in the background is not a weather delay or anything. It just alerts local firemen in the area here.
Jeff Maggert now for birdie. Jeff Maggert said this morning, there's not much pressure on me. He said, the guy who's leading is trying to line up majors. I'm just going to go have a little fun and make some birdies, hopefully. steady player, that man. Phil now for birdie.
Having just looked back down the fairway here to see whether or not Tiger had driven. I'm sure he doesn't know that there's been a little delay back there at the 12th green.
Heard Rick Smith say he likes to stay in touch with what's going on. He'd be interested to know if Tiger hit the fairway. Not much in this putt, straight in. That's a big birdie. It's still within 2. Tiger yet to putt for his birdie at 12. But that's taking care of business, isn't it? And while Phil was putting, Sergio now for his par. Probably a good read there, Roger Maltby, for Tiger to see the ball go up and over that little slope.
Well, the key issue is he's put it on the proper side of the green, Murph. He's left himself the uphill putt.
Gonna get there. Two-shot lead. Tiger still enjoys. He was grinding on that putt.
I'm sure he heard Mickelson's roar up there too, would you think?
Look at the eyes. He just absolutely thought it was going to stay right where he had it. 6 holes to play for Tiger.
And this just a moment ago at 15, the short birdie putt for Nick Faldo. Oh yeah, people love it. Faldo to 4 over for the championship. It's the 5th birdie of the day here at the difficult par 4. Back to 14.
And a very real chance for back-to-back birdies for Mickelson on the easiest hole this week. This par 3 14th, just 160 yards today as Mickelson has moved within 2 of Woods.
Good hole location for him over on the right-hand side. He just needs to be careful not to spin it too much back down the front of the green. This is a mile in the air and right at the flag.
Mickelson, who at one point in this championship trailed by 10. He played the first 42 holes in +5. He's played the last 25 holes in 7 under. He's got 17 birdies, the most of anyone in this championship, as Tiger tees it up at the par 5.
And this is his strength. He's been the best the last 5 years on tour, and birdie percentage on 5 pars just over, I think it's 50%. And this is his strength.
People have run down out of the stands at 12 over to the tee at 13. Roger Maltby, he'd love to hit the drive he hit on the last hole.
Yes, he would. Big tee shot. Important to get it in the fairway, obviously. Well, and he has too. This going down the left side of the fairway, but I believe should be good on that line.
Ooh, got a funny hop, but it's okay. Tiger took it all the way over to the left side of the tee so he could play a little draw. Just nailed it. He has a 2-shot lead. The par mode might not be good enough. He better make a couple of birdies.
Thanks.
Michelob Light.
There you go, baby. The
great taste of Michelob Light makes any occasion seem special.
So, Dan, do we have everything we need for this meeting?
It's all right here, sir.
Is your data backup as reliable as it should be?
Don't worry, sir. He told me everything.
Ours is. Bright Store Storage Software from Computer Associates.
Who's got an answer for me?
Why is it that when we grow up, we forget how to stick our necks out?
Answer.
At AIG, we believe the greatest risk is not taking one.
Yes, Mr. Carter.
Well, look at the look right here. He's going to hit a vicious tee shot here after coming off that delay. You would think he'd swing controlled, and he has just killed it 2 holes in a row, just as hard as he can swing.
He's taking it up another gear, Johnny.
Yeah, he just, I credit him. I mean, to be honest with you, 12, he just killed it out there, 3, 20, 30, and then he does the same thing here, and instead of just sort of swinging within himself, he's putting it in another gear.
Yeah, maybe it's time to reach deep again after he had the field get within 2 of him yesterday. Mickelson lurks there within 2, but first to play his birdie putt at the par 3 14th is Maggert.
Like the rest of the players, he is running out of holes.
Yeah, that birdie he did not make the last hole is a big one, wasn't it? Pushed and going right. How much you can say to that putt, but good distance.
So Mickelson with a chance for his 3rd birdie on the back 9.
Have you looked at this, Mark?
I have looked at it, Johnny. It's about 22 feet below the hole. Everybody on the tee thought it was much closer than it turned out. It's going to be a little bit on the slow side because it's back up the hill here.
That's sort of in the...
No, you're right.
Scatty Jim Mackay is very valuable to Phil. Every shot. See his eyes scanning everything. Finally, hopefully, has clear intention of what he wants to do and how hard he wants to hit it and the line he wants to pick out.
He's obviously got a spot just about 10 feet below the hole. It looks to me like it's just outside the right edge at that point. Johnny, is coming from another hole. People are going, let's go Mickelson. The crowd applauds here. But you could hear it all the way from 15.
Yeah, it sounds like a soccer match, if you want to know the truth. Not on this hole. Well, see if he can get it there. Maggert always on that side of the hole.
Back to 13.
And Tiger just stepping in there, Roger Maltby.
163 yards to the hole.
Wow. He liked it. Boy, it's just right of the hole. This is nuked.
So much for the pars.
I'll tell you, that's just terrific. I mean, what a magnificent drive on the last 2 holes, and that shot there.
He's got that look and he's got that strut back.
He has so much reserve power. He's a lot like Jack Nicklaus. He'd be hitting along right even with you, and then when he needs it on a 5-par, he just lengthens it out. He's got it. I mean, look at that with an iron.
And that's one of the big reasons why he became such a force, Johnny. Wouldn't you agree? Able to just gear down and use it when you need it the most. Use it in the major championships, but
or out of the rough.
Yep.
You know, when he really needs that extra power, it's a big advantage.
Mickelson has his par at 14, but with Tiger aboard in 2 at 13, as Mickelson heads across the road to a difficult Final Four stretch. The challenge is great to try and catch this man who I think is going to at least pick up 1 on him at 13. And there it is across the street, Johnny. It's a totally new experience when you cross that road over to 15.
That's 15, of course, and then 16's down the hill right here. 16, and then 17's right over here to this green left hole location, and then over to 18 and drive it here short of the bunker, and then back right hole location there. So it's a nice little finish. It's sort of almost like two different feels. You know, it's good stuff.
So much acreage out here at Bethpage State Park, 1,500 acre complex, and first 14 holes take you on a 6.5 mile hike through rolling farmland, and then you come back over here and hit the Final Four in a hurry, and ultimately deciding the outcome of this championship. We have found it to be an exciting arena.
Well, it's nice
for this game.
Nice to see Woods and Mickelson actually playing total quality golf right now. It's not like, you know, they're both sort of pars beating them, and right now they're beating the course, and the course is not easy.
The number 1 and number 2 ranked players in the world, separated by just a couple of shots. Here comes Mickelson emerging from the fence, where they have waited a long time. Wow. It's like flipping open the gates or the doors to a rock concert.
Yeah. And the players are going to have to deal with what's going to happen in the next 4 holes, too, because it's going to be a different level of intensity with the gallery.
Mark, can you hear us out there?
Well, I can. It's like a heavyweight boxer coming into the ring on every hole, every tee, and every green.
The only thing missing is the blaring music.
Yeah, it's even going to get crazier, Mark, the next 4 holes. You watch. But this is one of the toughest par 4s in the world right here. And Gary Koch.
Well, Johnny, the fairway has been the 4th most difficult to hit in regulation. Players hitting it just over 56% of the time. There's a good look at the hole. Slight dog leg left. There's a fairway bunker down the right-hand side, but that was eliminated in the renovation.
Doesn't look like much when you look at it from here, does it?
No, it doesn't. But it is one tough hole. Hardest hole on the golf course. How's it look, Mark?
Started down the left side. It is fading and needs a good kick.
Well, he just got it, baby.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be all right for him, I think, Johnny, because he's left-handed.
Yeah, I think so. That is a big 1 inch, isn't it, right there?
Yeah, very much so. Just in the intermediate cut. Back to 13.
While Tiger walks around, Roger Maltby, this man started 3-putt, 3-putt, and now he's putting for eagle. Seems like every time he's threatened, it's when he responds his best, and especially in majors when he's threatened.
Well, that has certainly been his M.O., and this putt, although it's almost 30 feet, is really not that hard a putt, Murph. This is one he could hold.
Driven it great, hasn't he, guys? And also number 1 in greens hit. It's really his ball striking that's done it this time, not the putting after the first 2 rounds.
He just seems so very much in control every time somebody pulls up there within a couple of shots and he goes about his business. This is not a hard putt, exactly as Roger Maltby said. Shut the doors, however, for all those who are wishing he does otherwise. enough.
I don't believe it's going to stretch.
Yes, it is. No, you're right. Boy, I thought it was there.
You still got the good eye, Rod.
I thought it was there. Tap in birdie. Back to 5 under par. Even for the day, 3-shot lead.
Thank you. What?
Good look at Tiger's eyes. He thought he made it. The club is already up in the air, giving the signal. Whoops. How did that stop? Now Sergio. Here's a man that needs a couple of birdies. Missing that one. He needs a couple just for his mental feelings, I would think. He has not responded well. Quite the opposite of Tiger's response to the pressure.
No birdies today. Unbelievable by Sergio with all his game.
No birdies.
Keep waiting for the Tiger-Sergio Classic duel. It has not happened.
That putting, the putter of his has really let him down in key spots, I think.
So the next on the list is the short par 3. One of only 2 holes playing under par for the week.
Not a dangerous hole at all. One of those holes that you really don't have to worry about a lot. Got the ball teed up, got plenty of green to hit to, and you're thinking birdie all the way.
Well, you need to get your head together before you go over to 15 and jump into the gladiator pit. MetLife Blimp, Snoopy won. Cruising the skies of Long Island, and for the record, Snoopy 1 never left during the 50-minute weather delay.
Where the heck are you going to go with that big thing?
It's not like you can just park it anywhere, although there's enough acreage out here. You probably would be able to set it down, but Snoopy 1 next to the guys up there in the MetLife Blimp. Well, Johnny, 3-shot lead.
He's in a really great spot right now. He could play this probably out bet 10 feet left of the hole, 160 yards. Not much wind, Roger, and it's a pretty cruise on this one.
He's got an 8-iron, John. I would sure look for this to be left of the hole.
Just watch him, kids, how he does all this. His mannerisms, he takes just the right amount of time. Everything's just the way you want to copy.
Toward the left side of the green. This is well left.
Well, it's certainly not a gimme 2 putt.
Across the road to 15.
Second shot for Mickelson, and Mark, how about the lie?
It is a good one. It wouldn't be if he were a right-handed player, but now it is just fine. He's got 165 yards.
Severely uphill. This whole location has been easier since the rain. Oh, no, it's not going to stay. So Phil Mickelson on the front edge of the green at 15, a long way from the hole. Tiger Woods a long way from the hole at